Hi guys, this is Simeon. Today I want to teach you how to cut glass, which will enable you to build your own windows or renovate your windows. A lot of people are intimidated for this, but it's very easy. I used to work with this professionally for 1.5 years, and I have to fix a window for my parents, so let's go. So this here is a window that my mom broke on accident. My parents live in an old log house and they have these double windows there, and in the winter time you add the second frame to it so it keeps the cold out a little better at least. She broke that, so we're gonna take that out, and then we have an old glass here that we're gonna put in there. Now the number one thing that people are probably afraid of is cutting themselves, but it's actually not so dangerous. I used to handle a bunch of it without gloves on, as long as you hold it still. As soon as you slide, it's super sharp, but taking out stuff like this is a bit more tricky. So I have a professional glass cutter here, has some oil in here. Whenever you take these windows out, you want to go in the corners here, so you can take it out all the way into the corner. Otherwise, it'll be quite hard for you to take it away. And this is in this process where you could really cut yourself more. It's a little more difficult. So again, here you have to cut out of the corners, crack it to get out the glass all the way. Now generally you have to pay a lot of money for this to be done, especially because people will be quite scared of handling glass in general. For our house, we built all of the windows ourselves. So I usually use one of these, and it's very much not sharp. It's very dull, but there's glass here, and there is there are little nails here. It'll just get dull right away if you have a sharp one. This here was done wrong. What they used here, you're supposed to, I don't know the name, I don't know the English name for this material that you put against the glass here, but it's not supposed to dry out. This is dry. You're supposed to paint it over, and you're supposed to paint it a few millimeters on the glass so it's sealed, so the moisture can't get out of it, because if the moisture gets out, then you will have a dry material that will just break, and then you will have to redo it very soon thereafter. So it's very important that you get the right kind of glass here. Many of these old windows, they have the glass still very wavy, this pretty old look, and you gotta get some old glass somewhere, recycled glass, or not recycled, but see if you can get some old windows, because the new glass won't look that same way. You can still get glass that's supposed to look like that, but it'll never look the same. Now I'm just preparing this today for my dad here. He has to buy the stuff that you put on the window. I just try to find the right word for this in English. This material that I'm removing here, this stuff. But I couldn't find the right word. I don't want to embarrass myself saying the wrong thing here. So if you know it, please let me know in the comments. But my dad has to buy that still. We didn't have any more at home here. So I'm not gonna put the glass in all the way today. but this is it for cleaning it. Okay, so when it comes to cutting the glass, you need a smooth surface. Ideally you want it to be a little soft. I don't have that right now. And then it's actually quite simple. This is the glass cutter I use. It's from Japan. Very nice tool. And you see that on this glass it is kind of dirty. It was in a different frame, and we're gonna have to cut it down. So I also want to get rid of these dirty sides here. So usually you have a plastic tool that you can use for this. I have this out of wood right now, and I'm just gonna put it here. Whenever you take the measurements, you have to think that this is in the middle, and it'll take away 2.5 millimeters of your size, or add to it. Better said, depends on how you cut. But then you hold this. Most important thing is that you hold this straight. As soon as you angle this, you can hear on the sound that something is wrong. So that's how you want to do it. Now you could just break this as easy as pushing the thumb here, and it chops off like that. Or you could put this under and break it over the edge, which also works just fine. Want this one to be 42 centimeters. What you want to do now is you want to lay it here. This needs to be at 42 centimeters, so you actually want to put it at 41.75 in this case. Then again, you know, it's just important. This was the trickiest part for me learning this, to hold it very straight, and you just got to get a feel for that. If you hold it wrong, you just heard the sound. It didn't sound right. It sounds like you're pulling a knife through there. So again, like I said, you can also take it here. This is maybe more comfortable for some people, and do that. Now this side here is pretty okay. I don't want to cut it on this side now, because then I would have to do 2 very thin straps on both sides, and then I would have to use pliers or something to carefully break it off, because the less you cut, the harder it's going to be to cut. So I'm just going to take the measurement here real quick, then I'm going to cut it from there. Now you should be able to see if you did a clean cut or not. If you look very closely, if you see a lot of glass slivers, something went wrong. So that's not good. Now again, this is as simple as putting maybe your glass cutter there and carefully pushing here, and it'll jump right off. Now this is 3 millimeter. I think the old one in here was only 2, and most windows today have 4 millimeters here at least. But this will work just fine. Okay, so that's it. That's how you cut the glass, really easy. It's actually not very difficult at all, and you can cut even laminated glass and stuff like that, no problem. I hope you learned something from this and enjoyed the process. This way, you know, it's very handy if you want to renovate your windows on your chicken stable, or you build a little house and you find an old window, just replace the glass. It will save you a bunch of dollars in the long run. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.